Two.
When I read my Haftorah portion, I basically hear Isaiah talking about three things. First, it's clear that Isaiah is a very opinionated person, especially to our ears today. He's very confrontational and speaks so violently, and compared to most people, he has no sense of humor. It's hard for me to understand how angry and violent he is. But then again, if I was taken into exile and forced to do 48 years of hard labor, I'd probably be angry too. Isaiah was described to me as an unknown, a poet in exile. That's why it impresses me that this poet can go up to all his fellow Israelites and call upon them to believe that their exodus would come. He was able to tell the Israelites that even though the Babylonians might look very strong, you, Israel, are stronger because of your belief in Adonai and God's promise to your forefathers. Isaiah called upon his people to find strength within themselves and to take courage in their faith, that God would always be there for them. He told them that even though they may walk in darkness and have no light, they could still trust in God and rely upon their faith for strength. In the last sentence of my Haftorah portion, Isaiah calls upon the Israelites to look back to their past, to look back to how God had always helped them in the past, to look back to how God had always taken care of them, from Eden to Egypt. Isaiah is telling the Israelites to have faith, that their next exodus, this time from Babylon, will soon come. But it was hard for Nebuchadnezzar's slaves to believe they would ever see Jerusalem again. The theme in both my Torah and Haftorah portions that I relate to most strongly is the idea of being tested by adversity. I know that I have never truly been tested by crisis. Just by reading the newspaper every day, I can see that there are lots of people who have been given many more hardships than I have. I am never more aware of how little I've been tested than when I visit the Holocaust Museum and see the exhibit called Daniel's Story. Daniel was a Jewish boy, about my age, who led a wonderful life until the Nazis took Daniel and his family to concentration camps, where his mother and sister were killed. Daniel's story makes me think of my own family story and how lucky my great-grandparents were to escape Germany long before the Holocaust began. If they hadn't, I might not be here today. I think about how hard it was for them to build a new life in a strange and foreign land. This land I call home. Though I haven't been tested by adversity in the same way that Daniel and his family were, I can only hope that I will be ready for the unthinkable. But the truth is, I really don't know. I don't know how I would deal with being a slave, in exile, or an immigrant. I hope I can handle myself in a way that makes me and those I love proud. What I do know is that the Bat Mitzvah experience as a whole has given me a new appreciation of the Jewish religion and some understanding about the importance of faith, not only in God, but in myself. I hope that someday I will have the same faith, courage, and strength that Moses, Isaiah, and my forefathers had in their hearts. Please follow me as I chant, beginning with Isaiah chapter 50, verse 7. You can find the translation and text in the Torah commentary books on page 1602.